Hey, what's going on, Pocket Trainers? Welcome back to Pet to the Peak YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be looking at this kind of interesting rogue deck list. It is a Copperajah featuring a Bronzong and a Zacian with the Zamazenta. So what is so special about Copperajah? Probably 190 HP and also that muscular nose attack. I mean, it is a stage 1 Pokemon, that's true, but with 3 metal energies, you're capable to hit for 220 damage as a non-Wii Pokemon, which is really big and massive damage output for 3 energy cost in my opinion. The downside of this card is the fact that if this Pokemon has 8 or more damage counters in it, unfortunately it cannot use this attack, or this attack does nothing. So that's a downside of this deck. But theoretically speaking, if we can transfer some energies with the Metal Transfer Bronzong from one to the other Pokemon and then get the advantage of Cheryl, we can definitely heal the damage of the Copperajah and then move back energies to it and simply use that muscular nose for 220 damage. Additionally, we have another Copperajah from the Shining Fates, which says that for 4 metal energies, we can strike for 120 damage, but if one of our benched Pokemon have any damage counter on them, this attack will does also 120 more damage. So theoretically speaking, we can hit from 220 up to 240 with those Copperajah cards. Additionally, we can also use Zacian Wii for Intrepid Sword and Brave Blade, just in case if we don't have enough resources to set up properly. We can draw some extra cards, but we can also use that Brave Blade as well. And we also have one copy of Zamazenta with Dauntless Shield ability that prevents all damage done to it from opponent Pokemon Wii Max attacks, but you can also use that Assault Tackle and hit for 130 plus discard special energy from one of our opponent active Pokemon. But the most important thing about Zamazenta is the fact that it can protect us from the Wii Max deck, so theoretically speaking, it can help us to tank a little bit until we manage to set up as well. And also, this deck plays one copy of Copperajah with the Dark Asset ability, so we can try to draw some extra cards just in case if we stuck without nothing. So 17 Pokemon, 31 trainer card, 12 energies, pretty balanced in my opinion. Moving on to the item cards, in order to search and setup, we are playing 4 copies of Quick Ball and also 4 copies of Evolution Instance. Search a deck for Evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. And also with the Quick Ball, we can discard card from our hand in order to search a deck for a basic Pokemon. And that's very good because we can discard Metal Energy, so we can pick it up later with the Metal Saucer and attach it to one of our benched Pokemon. Also, additionally to a Metal Saucer, deck plays also 2 copies of Raihan. Raihan is pretty much the Metal Saucer, plus if one of our... we can only play Raihan if one of our Pokemon were knocked out during our opponent's last turn. We can attach a basic energy from discard pile to one of our Pokemon. If we do, we can search the deck for a card and put it in our hand. So additionally, we can search the deck for any specific card we need at that specific moment. For example, it can be Raihan, Metal Saucer, and we can power up easily Copperajah in just a single turn with 3 energy cards, so that's pretty broken. Speaking about item cards, we also have one copy of Ordinary Rod, so we can recycle back 2 energies in combination, and also 2 Pokemon's 4 copies of Switch, because this metal deck is heavily loaded with retreat cost. To actually Crobat have 1, but mainly Crobat and Bronzor are 1 retreat cost, and Bronzong is 3, Cufant and Copperajah are 3 and 4, and then we have Zacian with 2 and Zamazenta. But since we are not playing Air Balloon, we definitely need to have that Switch. Tool Scraper, very important card, especially if we want to be in a position to one-hit knockout Pokemons like Suicune Wii, Zacian Wii, Zamazenta, and other Wii Pokemons. Addition to that, 2 copies of Boss's Orders, 2 Cheryls, 3-4 line of the Marnie and Professor Research. Additionally, 2 Raihans that I mentioned earlier, 2 Coating Metal Energies, so we can have no weakness against fire decks, especially due to the Victini, and also 10 regular metal energy cards. Yeah, deck list looks pretty interesting. I mean, definitely interesting rogue approach to the Copperajah deck. I was looking forward to play something metal, and I'm a huge fan of the metal Pokemons, and I really need to admit that this Copperajah actually caught my eyes today when I was looking forward to build some deck. And yeah, here is the deck list. If you're looking forward maybe to buy or sell your Pokemon cards, you can visit ccgcastle.com. Link will be provided in my video description. They have pretty much the best prices in the market. I really recommend to check that out, especially if you're located in the United States and if you're looking for maybe even to sell a huge amount of bulks. They can take a tons of bulk every day. Just check that out. All right, so yeah, let's talk a little bit more about this deck. It's definitely going to be good against grass decks, no question about that. I mean, theoretically against the CGI, I should say it's a pretty much easy win. Against Leafeon is going to be a little bit tougher because Leafeon will be able to one-hit knock them out anyways due to the high retreat cost. But yeah, I mean, against pure... I mean, against Jolteon, we can have really decent matchup, especially if we can get that Cheryl fast enough into play. But the Bronzong will be the problem because then with the 1 ping and 100 they can get rid of the Bronzong. But I mean, this deck is not meant to be a competitive at the top level. It is competitive deck list, but it's not the top competitive deck that you can expect a lot of, you know, victories against decks like a Shadow Calyrex or stuff like that. But still, you can have decent matchup against all of those decks. No doubt about it. Yeah, let's do some game test with this deck so you can see how it works in action. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future video. Let's do some game tests. So see you in the game. I really don't see reason why not to go first with metal deck, especially if you're playing at least a copy of a Zacian, because you can always play a quick ball and get the Zacian into play. However, I only started with the Bronzor, so I'm kind of disappointing, and also Zacian is priced as well, so that's pretty messy. But well, I guess I can live with that for sure. I'm gonna get that Zamazenta and we'll put it into play and just pass the turn. Hopefully I'm going to play versus some sort of the VMAX deck, and it is a VMAX deck. It is a Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX on the other side of the field. But a little bit different version of the Shadow Rider because from what I can see, my opponent is playing Inteleon in this deck, so I'm kind of surprised to see something like that. And also this opening hand looks like complete disaster, to be honest. I mean, there's just a quick ball. I mean, the opening hand wasn't good, but the hand after Marnie was, oh my goodness. I mean, probably what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna quick ball that Cheryl and we'll go for the Crobat. We'll try to somehow remove my Bronzor from the bench and we'll see what's gonna happen next. Goodness gracious. Those hands, I don't know even what to say. So I'm basically forced to get that Crobat, which is extra 2 prize cards for my opponent. But it is how it is. Really don't have any other option. So to Q-Fence, Metal Saucer, obviously, and I'm hoping for some sort of the switch energy so I can start dealing some damage to my opponent. Not gonna be the case, but at least I can get that energy into play. Theoretically speaking, I can use Metal Transfer. I mean, okay, right now I'm actually taking the big gamble here. and I'm moving all 3 energies to my Bronzong, so I can swing and knock my opponent's Sobble for the first prize card in the game, and I don't see a reason why I wouldn't do that. I mean, he missed the opportunity to attach energy, he doesn't have energy in play, and he only has Shadow Rider on the bench, so it's okay. I think I'm gonna survive this turn, and then I'm just gonna quick ball for my I don't know, maybe another Bronzer so I can thin deck a little bit and then just research for 7. I might even pull that Boss's Orders on that Sobble on the bench, taking another prize card and potentially risking 3 energies on the Bronzer, which is not a big deal because we can always recover them with the Raihan Metal Saucer, so it's okay. But once he evolves into Drizzile, unfortunately I can't take the knockout after that anymore, so yeah. And there's another copy of a Marnie. Marnie is actually good for me. I'm not gonna complain. I mean, I'm just gonna get that extra 4 cards besides the 4 cards that I have right now in hand. Oh no, there's a Boss's Orders. So he actually rather decided to boss my Zamazenta and go with the Call for Family. Which means that he actually did me a favor there, so I can just basically get another copy of my Bronzing into play, just in case if he knocks me out. If he knocks one of my Bronzing out, I can always have another one. So let's go with some metal transfers, and to be honest, I'm thinking about Boss's ordering his Shadow Calyrex, but I'm gonna go with the research for 7. And just take another knot with the Soul Tackle. Okay, so theoretically speaking, without Phoebe, he cannot go through the Zamazenta Wii ability, and with so many Wii Maxes in play, it's good for me. I mean, Alchemy Wii can deal 100 damage, but that's nothing too big. Okay, and I like the fact that he actually put the Alchemy Wii into game, so that can be a one-hit knockout for me easily with my Copperajah. So far I didn't even put Copperajah in play, so yeah, next turn I will put actually not one but actually 2 of them. And potentially I will swing for another knockout against this Cresselia as the thing's looking right now. Do I have energy in my discard pile? Unfortunately no. Okay, energy attached to Cresselia. This might be a retreat, but yeah, into nothing. I mean, literally, as long as the Zamazenta stays in the active spot, he cannot do anything. That's literally a wall in front of him. So I'm good, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I'm playing 2 versions of Copperajah. The first one with that... Oh, okay, so there's the escape rope. For how many damage he can hit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like 150, 160. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give him the Crobat. He can have the Crobat if he wants. He can have Crobat if he wants, and if he have even enough energies to knock him out. If not, Crobat will survive. Well, there's a Fog Crystal. Yeah, okay, I mean, I can give him 2 prize. Oh, no. Okay, so he didn't even pull 2 prize knockout. Never mind. That's good for me. Let's go with that Copperajah, so we can swing for 240 damage with it. Additionally, I will also use my Evolution Incense, and I think it's safe to say that from this Marnie, I will probably draw 4 copies of... from 4 copies, at least 1 copy of the Switch, but let's try not to gamble. Let's go with the energy attachment just in case. Well, there's the switch. I can still move that energy. It really doesn't matter. So first things first. First things first, actually, I'm going to keep energies as they are. And we'll just swing with the soul table for a 130. So, yeah. The reason why I didn't want to go with the Copperajah is simply the fact because next turn I can then just knock the Calyrex out, but I also didn't want to lose 4 energies as well. And if my opponent have boss's orders, he could definitely waste it and knock the Copperajah with only 1 energy on it.